Juneteenth is the celebration of the end of slavery. We were not free on the 4th of July. We got free in actually 1865. So we celebrate the freedom of black people in America. It's called Juneteenth. Every year we have a Juneteenth festival in the city of Pittsburgh. And part of the Juneteenth festival, we have a parade.
It's a great idea, great project. It's been going on for 6 years now, and it's important that we celebrate some of the history and the heritage of our community. So I'm glad to be a part of it.
Every year you guys been going on, it's been a success. It's been greater and greater each year, and we got to come out and support this summer, y'all.
First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to B. Marshall, because Juneteenth is more than just a month that we just celebrate things. It's actually an educational lesson. When you think about the history of African Americans throughout Pennsylvania, really in Western Pennsylvania and throughout the United States, it's a history, of course, of how far we come. That's a unifier. That's how you unify communities. So B's done a wonderful job taking Juneteenth, not just the celebration of Juneteenth, but adding the culture to it in a way that educates people throughout Southwest Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth, and the United States.
A poster from an original parade that was held here in 1870, and it was called the Jubilee of Freedmen Parade. And the Jubilee of Freedmen Parade was based upon the ratification of the 15th Amendment giving black men the right to vote. And it talked about the parade, and it was over 5,000 people that participated. It's just a phenomenal thing.
So what was the route back then? Smithfield to 3rd, okay.
3rd to Ross, up Ross to 5th Avenue,
Yeah.
up 5th Avenue to Pride Street, uptown. Pride to Fulton, Fulton to Wiley, Don Wiley to 5th Avenue, Don 5th to Smithfield, Smithfield to 7th, 7th to 9th Street, 9th Street to the bridge, across to Allegheny City, up Anderson Street to Cedar Avenue, up Liberty to North, North to Ohio, Ohio to West, then West to North Avenue again, North to Federal Street, down Federal to the Suspension Bridge, to 6th Street, then to Liberty Avenue, up Liberty to Wood Street, and dismissed.
When I was growing up as a kid, I seen so many festivals, celebrations in our different communities. One in Homewood, it was one on the Hill District, it was on the North Side, it was festivals on the South Side, and one of the biggest events that we had in the city of Pittsburgh was called Black Solidarity Day. Black Solidarity Day was held at the Civic Arena, and it brought together all the different communities throughout the city of Pittsburgh, and it was just such an amazing event to me. And in 2018, I said to myself, we have to try to do this. We started our journey in 2013, but this is the culmination of us putting this all together with the Juneteenth Festival being held at Point State Park. So hopefully this will inspire somebody else to take up the reins to try to do something in the community, to unify the community, and do something positive for our people.
I got involved with the Juneteenth event when I met B. Marshall. I received a phone call from him, met with him, and realized that he was doing some really great things in the city of Pittsburgh, and supported him with funding meetings and attending his and participating in his events, and saw what an effect it had on the community, and thought it was a really good thing. It needed to become a wider, more involved event every year, and he's been doing that every year. So I'm happy to support him because it's actually really beneficial to the entire community.
I've worked with Marshall on this for the last couple of years. I think it's a great opportunity for people to understand the history, to see where the city of Pittsburgh and not only the city but our country has come from and where we are now. And I think it's a really good understanding of when people come together, what they're able to accomplish. And I think this is always a great event that we love having in the city of Pittsburgh.
We are excited, very excited about being one of the participants in the parade, and just really looking forward to bringing together our mentors, our volunteers, our children and youth and families, and even other stakeholders in our network. It's a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the dignity and value of African Americans and contributions of African Americans to our local community and to our world.
This year, the parade is scheduled for in June.
23rd. So it's going to be it'll be Center Avenue to 5th Avenue.
Center to 5th.
Down to 6th, make the left.
Make the left, down to 5th.
Down to 5th, straight down 5th.
To Liberty.
To Liberty.
Okay.
This is the part of the route that we're going to be taking for the Juneteenth celebration. And we want to bring this out and point this out to you today so you'll get a great understanding of where we're coming from, why we selected this area as our starting point. This area is called really Freedom Corner because blacks were prominent in this particular area. And we want to honor that and remember that as we make our pilgrimage down to Point State Park. Actually, you could say this is sacred ground because this is where the black community was prominent in the city of Pittsburgh, the Lower Hill District.
And one of the prominent persons that was in this city is a guy that's called Martin Delaney. And in 1834, Martin Delaney was deputized the first black police officer in America because they had race riots in the city of Pittsburgh. And Martin Delaney was deputized as the first black police officer to protect the city of Pittsburgh and protect black people in the city of Pittsburgh and in this region. And after the Civil War broke out, he had a meeting with Abraham Lincoln, and Abraham Lincoln decided to appoint him as the first black major because Martin Delaney's persuasion was that black people need to have black leaders in the Civil War. So Abraham Lincoln agreed with him and appointed him the first major in the United States Army during the Civil War. So during our Juneteenth festival, we're going to have the Martin Delaney Freedom Day Festival, and that's going to be down at Point State Park on Saturday, June the 23rd from 1 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Where we want to give homage to Martin Delaney, who was from the age of 19, a resident of the city of Pittsburgh. And he stayed here until his mid-30s and 40s, helping bring the city of Pittsburgh up to prominence.
I believe this is an important festival so that we can, as a community, spend time acknowledging our history. Juneteenth obviously deals with the emancipation from slavery, and while that's part of it, it's also important locally to understand our involvement in history, as well as Marcus Garvey and the various roles that they've had. And I really want to commend Mr. Marshall for bringing this festival and celebrating our history and really bringing attention to all that we've contributed to the society.
I'm very supportive of the Juneteenth celebration. I think that's great that it's taking place in Pittsburgh. It also shows that we have a core of diverse people working on some things that really breathe positivity into our neighborhoods, and I'm excited about it.
So as we talk about while we're having our festival down here at Point State Park, we just wanted to show you a little bit of the buildings and foundations that established the city of Pittsburgh. So we're down here in front of Fort Pitt, and this is the area that was fought for in 1758, where again we want to remind you that African Americans fought in the battle to secure Fort Pitt, and then African Americans also fought in the Revolutionary War. So this is pre-slavery. Black people were free, fighting and helping to secure these areas. Black people were a part of this creation. In the very beginning, we were here. We were building things, we were farming, we were a part of the industry, we were part of everything that you see here today. And we want to continue that legacy and continue that growth, and to let the world know that we were here in the beginning, we're going to be here at the end, and we want to pass this on to our children and to continue the mindset of inclusion and letting people know that we can do anything we choose to put ourselves in that position.
The last 3 years, West Mifflin Area High School has participated in the Juneteenth celebration. Most notably last year, we had our ROTC participate in the parade, and this year we're going to have our STEP team participate, as well as other members in the community. And we believe that it's important to bring awareness to our students, not necessarily just the culture of diversity or African American history, but to recognize the diversity and culture of all individuals who contributed to where we are in society and where we're going. One of the big things I believe in is to know where you're going, you have to know where you come from. And I'm just delighted that Mr. Marshall continuously provides us with these opportunities so that I can educate my students, because our students are going into the world. The world is bigger than your local community. When you go to college, you're going to experience people from all walks of area and life.
We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing today had those sacrifices not been made by our forefathers. So I'm always looking forward to celebrate with my brothers and sisters.
When I wake up in the So I want to celebrate Juneteenth and shout out B. Marshall and his associates for helping to put together the Juneteenth celebration, which will be held this year as a celebration of a deliberation for our ancestors in slavery.
Well, we started celebrating Juneteenth in 2013 here in the city. So we selected Point Park this year because this is actually the area that is the founding of the city of Pittsburgh. It was founded in 1758 when General Forbes fought the French for this area. It was a fort down here. And during that battle, it was 33 free black men who fought along with General Forbes. And we just want to invite you to share this video, be a part of this event. It's going to be June the 23rd, 24th, down in Point State Park. It's going to be a great event, so just join us, follow us.